At Coach Grid, we help coaches be profitable, custom app development, and really everything in between. Welcome to Coach Grid. I'm here with Kirsten Davis, and we're going to be talking a little bit about my story specifically as it relates to you as a coach. I want to talk a little bit about my experience as a coach because when I meet with people individually, the problems that they express, the stories that they express are my story. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the things that they're dealing with and have been dealing with for years are things that we've solved. And so I think today, as we can talk a little bit about what my experience was, coaches that are watching this are going to really identify with a lot of the experiences that I've gone through and that we've gone through in creating a profitable coaching business.
Yeah.
So rewinding, before you were really even in the picture doing the tech support for me, I was trying to coach men. And that came about very organically, just as men had expressed an interest in. I was gathering men together and say, "Hey, Joe, do you do one-on-one coaching?" Thought about it, but not really. And I said, "Well, if you do, let me know." So I had somebody else that I was talking to, and they said, "Yeah, I can help you build all the stuff that you need to go be a coach." Because I'd seen ones online, and I knew that there was a level of tech and a little level of software and marketing to that I wanted to have to, be professional. So I start with that, and I sign up for one of these apps that allows you to kind of house your online courses and some of the things that you do as a coach. And I'm not going to name names because we've obviously since moved on, but I sign up for the software, and then immediately after that, they're like, "Oh, well, do you want people to be able to schedule like calls with you?" "Yeah." "Okay, that's a different software." "Do you want them to be able to pay you?" "Yeah." "Okay, well, that's a different software too." "And do you want to be able to send them emails?" "Probably." "Okay, that's a different software. And there's a software that's needed to get that software to talk to this other software." Oh my gosh. So all of a sudden I have so many different things that I'm using, and I'm paying a lot of money every month to have these softwares. Mm-hmm. And I haven't even yet signed a client. So that's kind of where you and I met, mm-hmm. and we started talking, and we started dialing in some of this stuff for me. And you helped really offload a lot of that tech that I was doing with my own time, that you were taking care of that and doing it much better than I was doing it. So as we were doing that, all of a sudden I had more time to be a coach, and I was much more profitable because I was in front of clients more often. Now, this whole time, I always had this dream of being able to have my own app, my own space where I wasn't beholden to anybody else's software. Because the other thing was, as soon as you'd get it like working together and all the pieces integrated together, mm-hmm. someone would release an update. And then all of a sudden 3 pieces didn't work anymore. Or they'd be like, "Oh, surprise, we're raising our prices." And we're dealing with that constantly as well. Just thinking, if I had my own app, my own space, this would be so different for me. Mm-hmm. But we build the custom website, the landing page, all the automations, all the integrations, all of that stuff. And fast forwarding years later, we looked at the opportunities to do apps. And initially the idea of having your own app, quote unquote, was essentially, it was a white label. It's somebody else's format, but you can put in your colors and you can put in your logo.
Yeah.
But that's really about all the more there is to it. Mm-hmm. And then more recently, just in this past year, everything changed. And we started doing this custom app development. And it was so exciting because at first I was in this idea of like, well, don't get your hopes up, Joe. You've had your heart broken before, with this kind of stuff. Can this really be a thing? And can it really be affordable? And it has been, and amazingly so. And now I have that. I have a custom app that you built. And I loved the way that I was able to do it because I was the test client, right? Mm-hmm. I was the one that we were going to say, is this actually something that we can do? Yeah. And I got out a piece of paper and I literally drew what I wanted the interface to look like. And then I would go to the next piece of paper and I would draw out, if you click this button, this is what this is going to look like. Mm-hmm. And this is stuff that I'd had in my brain for years, but you're able to make that happen so quickly and so easily. And for my clients and the men's work that I've done and continue to do, that's been so cool.
Yeah.
And so enjoyable. And now we're doing this for other people as well.
Yeah.
And it continues to be the case.
Yeah. And we're a good team, and really meet with anybody that has a dream or a vision of what they want to build is a good team, because my brain is a computer. So when it comes to the creativity and the, what do I want to put into this? I've got nothing. Usually I have like, there's not much that I'm like itching to build. But as soon as somebody comes in and starts telling me about what they do or what they want to experience, I know exactly how to bring it to life. And that's so much fun for me to build people's internal worlds in physical representations where their clients can experience it, and they can experience so much relief working with a system that was built around the way their brain works.
Right. For me, that was a big thing with the clientele as well, was if you build a software and you've got this app that everybody's supposed to be able to use, and you have coaches that work with 16-year-old kids on, let's say, speed and agility. And then you have another coach that works with geriatric women that are, trying to maximize their golden years. They don't have the same personality types.
Yeah.
They don't understand technology the same way. They don't operate the same way. But when you've got this other software, you have to do it in their format. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't work. So when we get coaches in, they understand their clientele. They understand who they're working with. They understand what their brain needs. They understand what they want to be able to experience every day. And so they can do that. They can share that vision with you, and then you get to go build that in really cool ways for them. With the custom app, if someone's watching this right now, what do you think maybe are some of the, like, no, this isn't real, or this is too good to be true, or I've tried this before, but this doesn't work? Like, do you think there's some things that maybe they're thinking that we can help them? Because we have to resolve these doubts quite often with clients, right?
Yeah. Well, I would say the bigger thing that I've run into is they don't realize what's actually possible. Like, it's not even in their awareness. Like, they'll be like, oh, well, this is going to be kind of tricky, but do you think you can put a community forum that has courses in it? And I'm like, that's so boring. I'm like, yes, we can. And like, here's 15 more ideas, like knowing their model and their program. They aren't a software developer. They don't know what's possible to build. So I think it's more helping people to dream bigger and get more creative and have fun with it in a space where it's become very just rigid and like everyone's in the same box.
Yeah, because they've had to. Mm-hmm. Right? Because again, when you get somebody else's software, you can only really push that to the limit that software was built to be pushed to. Mm-hmm. But now when you've got this custom thing, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. And it's not because these other companies are like technically incompetent or they don't know what they're doing. It's just when you're a large company building for tons and tons and tons of users, you have to think more generally to keep your product profitable. And where we're custom and we're small and we're really agile, we're able to really go down the little rabbit holes and make it fit you exactly the way that you want it to fit.
100%. So the app it kind of becomes a self-portrait. Mm-hmm. And I know we've talked a lot in the past about marketing, and the world's really noisy right now with marketing. Mm-hmm. And in any market, whether it's real estate agents or personal trainers or coaches, when you're in one of those industries, it feels like everybody else is in that industry as well. Mm-hmm. And it feels, it's this saturated, right? That's what people always say. Yeah. It's a saturated market, so I can't succeed in it. Mm-hmm. The reality is it's just noisy. It's not saturated. Yeah. And some people think the solution to that is, well, I just need to be louder than everybody else. But it's not the volume, it's the message. Mm-hmm. And so when you have this custom designed app and you have your personality and your story built into that app, mm-hmm. your experiences, so it is this reflection. It's just one more thing that cuts through that noise and finds the people that are looking for your solution. Yeah. That are looking for your thing. Mm-hmm. And I love that we've been able to see that time and time again with clients that feel like it's too noisy, that they can't succeed because there's too many other people out there. But then we get them telling their story and really getting their thing out in front of the world, and they're inundated. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden the market's saturated with potential clients.
Yeah.
It's a great place to be.
Yeah, it really is. And it's it's a conversation piece. When somebody's like, what sets you apart? And you're like, well, I actually have this custom built thing. And when you come in, we customize it to you. That's quite a sell compared to, well, we're going to meet once a week, 90 minutes or 60, like you get to choose. There's just a lot more excitement in those sales conversations.
Yeah. And that was with me, the same thing. I wasn't dreaming big enough. So I have different practices that I would do with men as I was working with them. And I was thinking, okay, well, this app will be great to kind of deliver messages and have recordings. You're like, well, let's just build your tools inside of the app. And so we were able to build those tools there. One, that saves me time. It saves them time. And then they have that there that they're able to interact with. So my client engagement actually went way up because they had this one single source rather than me trying to email them over a PDF or, something like that. It's all in the one space.
Yeah.
So it's been really phenomenal that way as well. That's a little bit of my story. It's just my story is one that we've continued to see with other people happening over and over and again. So for you at home, if you're a coach, if you're watching this and you're thinking like, yeah, that's me. I have a saturated market, or I can't cut through the noise, or everything is so overwhelming with the tech, or it's so expensive. Reach out to us. You can follow us on Instagram at CoachGrid, or you can go to coachgrid.com and connect with us there. Set up a consult. Let's talk about what you do and get you rolling on building your message.